All of these things we need to factor in to understand what is going on here. Let's consider the possibilities. Possibility number one is that God changed his mind and decided to speak to Saul through Samuel and resurrected him to do it. There is no indication that this is what happened. God doesn't operate like this. We are not given any reason why he would change his mind or that he did change his mind. This is not at all likely that God spoke through Samuel. If there had been a resurrection, that should have featured significantly in this passage. Possibility number two is that God resurrected Samuel, and Samuel spoke to Saul independently from God. Again, there's no evidence of this. The passage doesn't say that that's what happened. Samuel was a man of God who would not speak independently of God. This is not likely at all. Possibility number three is that Saul was deceived as the medium pretended to see Samuel and faked his voice. Is that possible? It's possible this could happen. There's nothing to indicate one way or the other in particular, and it is possible. However, that's not quite how the passage reads. I think it would read differently if this is what happened. Possibility number four is that Saul was deceived as an evil spirit pretended to be Samuel. Is that possible? We know from other passages that Satan disguises himself. He disguised himself as a serpent in the Garden of Eden. Could he disguise himself as Samuel or just an old man in a robe? Sure. Does this scenario fit all of the evidence that we have? It does. This could explain, and it's probably the best explanation of the evidence. God wasn't speaking to Saul directly or through Samuel. Samuel had not been resurrected, and Saul was completely vulnerable to deception. He hadn't eaten, he was terrified, he was stressed out, it was extraordinarily dark. The whole setup is consistent with a big deception going on here, that Saul wanted very much to believe that God was speaking to him through Samuel, just like he had in the good old days, right now when he needed him most. Desire also can be a very strong factor in our beliefs. Saul wanted to believe that God was speaking to him through Samuel, and all the conditions were there for him to be vulnerable to deception.